My phobia is getting pulled over by the police.
Man, my heart dropped every time.
We are the morning show that you can watch at night. Did you know that?
Because it's teaching, in my personal humble opinion, young women that you don't have to really go out there and get a real job. You can look pretty and spend your days, see who you can date, and become Instagram famous. And then you too can be fabulous every day. It's an unrealistic expectation of you.
But we're going downhill from here.
Little balled up stomachs.
Nobody wants to own up to anything they've done to African American people over the past 400 years. You want to take everything that we got, everything that we brought this country, forget, you know what? I love indigenous people. I love everything.
I always talk about the movements. Why people keep doing stupid stuff and why I don't get the Black Lives Matter movement and all this other stuff. And then I'm like, well, why don't I just start my own thing?
A whole entire country was built on the backs of...
Hey, listen, y'all know what time it is. Mr. Lee Black, holla. Oh, my. Look at those words. Okay, holla at him for a second.
This is not 9 minutes and 49 seconds sitting on somebody's neck. This is an officer doing a very difficult job, right? That should have been avoided before it happened.
Did you really mean that? And I was like, yes, absolutely, I did mean that. With my whole being and my whole heart.
TFG Tonight with Brenton, Haynes and the morning team.
Good morning, y'all. Happy Monday.
Thank you, Patricia. She's so pretty, don't you agree? Hey, good morning, everybody. I sure hope y'all excited. I guess, is it morning in Shanghai? It is morning in Shanghai. Good morning, Shanghai. Hey, everybody. What's up? It is TFG Tonight, and I am your host, Mr. Haynes. I ain't seen y'all in like 7 days, man. Woo. And we got a lot to talk about today. But you know, one person I ain't going to talk about today is Donald John Trump. He didn't have that much interesting that I want to talk about. So y'all know what time it is. Y'all come in and say what's up. Send us these stickers because we're going to say some pretty interesting things today. Listen, y'all, and everybody's in this morning. So I know we're excited about that. So, man, would you bring the family on so we can get started? Auntie? The bros, look at them all.
What up? What up?
Listen, and y'all, the Wayne is back from vacation.
What up?
What's up, Ken? And ladies,
what's up? What up? What up, family? How we doing?
And listen, okay, I knew he wasn't staying long because listen, when you don't fill out that HR and he is unvaccinated, so we say you don't come.
Uh-oh.
No, I'll just tease. Black man, what's going down? You all right?
I'm good, baby boy. I'm here.
Oh, good. All right, man. Y'all ready? I am excited. We got a lot to talk about. Y'all. Listen. Hey,
let's go.
Shantae, good to see you.
What up, Shantae?
Yeah, listen now. Don't y'all be stingy with that money tonight. Cause we're gonna open up with the pastors anyway. So y'all come on. What we got first, man? Let's talk about this thing. Cancel black pastors. Now y'all know the Ahmaud Arbery trial is going on. Man, it's really crazy. We got two. When is the last time we ever had two high-profile cases at the same time? Right? You got Rittenhouse, and then you got Arbery, right?
Right.
This ain't never. I can't recall.
Not at the same time. I can't remember.
That dude Rittenhouse about to get off because.
Okay, I don't talk about it. We'll talk about it when they finalize their statements. I don't want to talk about that right now. So look, apparently in Arbery's case, I don't know which. It's like 3 attorneys because it's 3 different defendants, right? So yeah, but it's crowded in that courtroom, y'all. So apparently one of the attorneys felt the need to have an issue with somebody in the courtroom. Man, run the video and let's get the.
There's only so many pastors they can have, and if their pastor's Al Sharpton right now, that's fine. But then that's it. We don't want any more black pastors coming in here, or other Jesse Jackson, whoever was in here earlier this week, sitting with the victim's family.
All right, listen.
So
he
got an issue with black pastors coming in there.
He got way more issues than that. Like he from Mayberry, I think. If I look at what he's from Mayberry.
You sure he's from Mayberry?
So wait, this happened from a couple days ago, and just today, y'all, this joker asked the judge for a mistrial because of these black pastors that keep coming in here. What's wrong with this dude, Auntie? Listen. I know you like justice. Is he hiding some pancakes underneath all that sausage?
I don't know the appropriate term today, but I think he's special needs because you have to have something mentally wrong with you to make a statement like that and think that there wouldn't be some type of repercussions. I mean, it's just none of it makes any sense. Like if he decided that if they came in, if Al Sharpton came in and said he was atheist now, then would it be okay? I mean, because if he specifically said black pastors, I mean, did he want all the dudes from the hood to come in and sit in the courtroom with the family? He don't want that either. So if he's smart, he would be happy with the pastor sitting in and exuding peace and calm and giving support to the family members. Because if the homeboys come in and act a fool, then you really gonna have a problem with that. None of it makes sense. You know, that is the most. I always thought racism was a big deal, but I'm blessed to not have to be associated with those people and in the vicinity of those types of individuals. At least
you're probably in the vicinity of them every day. You just don't.
I'm gonna say at least not in my face and out loud.
Yeah,
they keep it to themselves.
Hey Tam, well look here. So I really think the case is so bad right now that it's kangaroo court right now, right? He's just trying to throw whatever he can. I mean, we can't take this dude seriously. Not 2 days in a row, right?
No, it's just like Devin said, man. It's crazy. It's interesting. I wonder if there were white pastors in the court for his clients. Would he say no more white pastors in here? You can't have white pastors in here. We know he wouldn't. So he specifically said black pastors because he's reaching for straws now. And then, first of all, why the hell do you care what pastor's in there anyway? You need to be concentrating on your client. If I was his client, I was like, yo, dog, we ain't worried about Jesse Jackson. We worried about what this jury's gonna come back with. So we ain't really caring about who's in the courtroom. But that is Georgia. Remember that, guys. That's Georgia. So
yeah. Well, okay, I'm gonna throw this out here before I let the other two go. So this is my issue, right? When we think about power, like these boys makes up the rules, right? And so we need to start finding ourselves in power where we can start amending some rules around here, because apparently he called himself saying this because of some certain kind of rule that was in the courtroom, and the judge is like, "Wait, this is so funny." He said, "I don't even hear a motion." So I don't even understand what you're doing. Black, they didn't even give a motion. Well, I mean, he putting on. I know he trying to help his client out, but you doing some. Listen, you call Jim Adler next time, boss. The hammer, because you got a crowbar right now.
Yeah.
You got a crowbar. Black, what's your word on this, man? I mean,
I have a little different take. I saw it a little differently in actuality. Well, first and foremost, it's the quintessential racist rhetoric, because he pulled two of our most beloved and respected preachers, Al Sharpton, Reverend Jesse Jackson. You have to consider his age as well, and that tells you, and it's the classic racist line. They all look alike to me, that he would pull those two people. Now, having said that, it's a sign of the times. You just said a moment ago about not having power.
Yep.
We are in a place where all the progress we thought we had made by electing an African-American president, we have an African-American female vice president, but we're worse off now than we were back in Jim Crow era, because they're out front and in the open. Yellow Orange Duck, he put everything front and center. He pulled the scab off of America in a way like never before. And that he feels emboldened enough and empowered enough to say that in a national trial is the sign of the times that he know he can get away with it. And I'll add this last part about it, and this is the part we only talk about in our own picnics. We usually don't talk about this in other company. Black pastors, they are irritating as hell. And they do show up Sunday come lately. They are reactionary. And they're always late to the party. And I'm sick of them too, to be perfectly honest with you. You know?
So old boy speaking on your behalf, huh?
We don't talk about that in mixed company,
That's
but
right,
there
that's
is
right,
some
exactly,
truth to it, in
right.
my opinion, that they do come piling in at the last minute and and we know our people and I love us to death, but Lord knows we can turn some religion. And if you know what I think about religion, that's a whole nother conversation.
Oh yeah, I definitely do know. Now see, I don't really care for Little Al. I like Big Al. Little Al.
You like,
yeah, I won't.
Just like saying I don't like Little Luther, I like Big Luther.
Yeah, we said we not all late. All right, yeah, that's a pastor right there. He said we not all, and that is true, Pastor Haynes. I believe, man. That's my daddy, man. So,
that's your pops. Oh, what's going on, pops?
Yeah,
all right, what's good?
No disrespect, pops.
No disrespect at all.
No disrespect, pops.
No, he ain't taking it like that. So I will say this, and then for me, I'm with you because it's like at the end of the day, did they have somebody there that could represent them? Because y'all remember one case, I think it was like Freddie Haynes and somebody else. Like when somebody got shot, it was like some issue. It was Tatiana, right?
I remember that.
Yeah, there was some issues with the pastors, right?
Right,
it was like,
right. Yeah, it was.
So
yeah,
I'm with you, Black. I get what you're saying, right? Because even for the sake of the moment, y'all are still start playing politics. So I get where the man coming from, but I know why you're saying it, because you know what I'm saying they finna get them boys the business. And I ain't gonna talk about these judges yet, the way they acting, but again, we talking about this power. So I just thought it was interesting that he would have the nerve. I mean, like you said, Trump gave them they card, right?
Right.
To say all these things. And so, and he just again, that's that privilege. That's that privilege.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Dwayne, finish it up so we can get out of here.
Well, for one, the orange man didn't give nobody a card for anything. It was already there. They just waited to play their hands in the hand of spades. So I mean, it's just like spades. It was just like poker. You wait, you put your poker face on, and you hit it. I don't see what the issue is of Reverend Sharpton or Jesse Jackson coming in and sitting with the family. I mean, they've been doing it for high-profile cases for how many years now? For like at least 3 decades now. So I don't see the issue with it. What I see the issue with is when it's a white high-profile case, nobody says nothing about that booty hole snatcher Catholic priest that come in there and sit with whomever, because when it's a child molester, they come in there, oh, he's disturbed, he was troubled, I prayed for him so many times. But then now you want to say, oh, it's a problem, I don't want black pastors. Well, we don't want white pastors in there. How about that?
All right, well spoken. He's already in his reject lane, so we'll let him. He's coming up later on, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. All right, well, listen, man. Black pastor, white pastor. I guess they used what was the white man, black man, and Mexican man. It don't matter who show up. Y'all all finna take a L, as far as I can see. It's just good luck with it. So I mean, hey, throwing spaghetti on the wall. I guess that's what you're gonna call it, right? But
yeah, pretty much.
It is what it is. So I think we're gonna see the tale of two verdicts from Rittenhouse and then Arbery. I don't know, y'all. We may have to get one for two. You know what I'm saying? I mean, 1 out of 2 on this one. So.
I wouldn't be surprised if we go 0 for 2.
Ooh. Me neither. Do that. Man, and listen, you do that, then that means that boy. I don't see us getting that because he wouldn't listen. They kind of know when when you ain't headed in the right direction. So I don't think he would have said that. Okay, I'm with you. We're gonna see. Man. I guess we'll talk about it when it comes.
Yeah, we definitely gonna talk about it for sure.
All right. Well, all right, Al and Jesse, y'all listen. And Barbara,
keep hope alive. Keep hope alive.
Yeah.
Reverend Jackson, keep hope alive.
And Big Al, put some more of that weight back on you, man. You're looking sick. But, all right, man. What we got next? School grades.
Man,
I ain't
let's
gonna ask you what you got in school. Don't worry about it. I don't want to know your GPA. It's all right. I ain't gonna go there with
my
you.
GPA was great, but I'm worried about my teenager in here.
Oh, well, we're finna talk about it. Hold on. so apparently,
Gladly.
so apparently there was an article by the Los Angeles Times. They said that we're faced with soaring D's and F's. Failure, right? That's what F's mean. So schools are ditching the old way of grading. So apparently a few years ago, a certain high school teacher, he became frustrated because all the kids were concerned about was how many points they got to get so-and-so type grade, or how many points I need to get this kind of grade, or how many points am I away from failing. And he said, I didn't come here to teach kids how. I thought I was teaching y'all how to learn. All y'all want to do is figure out where y'all at on the grading scale. And I get that, right? I think this all started when they started doing the whole centralized testing to try to navigate where you are, but then they wouldn't teach you, right? I mean, listen, I've worked in the school system, and I'm telling you, I don't know who's worse off, the kids or the faculty, because they all got their own agenda, right? I mean, everybody's doing what they want to do. So I know things have changed since we've been in school, but I mean, is it really getting this bad now to where they just want to do away with the lettering grades? And Black, I mean, come on, you still in it, right? So,
not getting. That ship is sailed.
Oh,
the ship is sailed. No,
and
I'm being so serious. I work in education. I work in higher education, and during undergrad, I actually taught at a charter school in Memphis for troubled kids. And what you see there, we've been lost the school system. Listen, that's not even a secret anymore. The grade system, when we took God out of schools and we took punishment out of schools, we lost that fight a long time ago, to be perfectly honest with you. And what's happening is we've been stopped teaching. You guys out here, parents right now, take a look at the beginning of your child's school year. I bet you'll have a hard time finding 3 weeks straight where kids are in school without them being out for something. There's an in-service day, an out-service day, and this day they celebrate too much shit, to be honest with you. The good old days when you went to school and had to learn something, and you dissect any typical week, and teachers will tell you, number one, the most underappreciated, and even when I have to make side money, if I lost my job right now, I can walk into an agency and become substitute teacher, no training, no qualifications whatsoever, because that's how many teachers out on any given day, because that's how bad the shortage is. But think about what these teachers are experiencing, violence against them in schools, and think about the kids, the home they're coming from. And so you can't hit them anymore. So they're being sent from deplorable situations. Right. Back in my day, you could paddle the hell out of a kid and you had their respect. But this generation have no respect for authority. So think about the conditions these kids are coming from every day, and they're sitting in somebody's classroom. So on Monday, they're coming down off of a weekend of no lights, no food, drugs, prostitution, whatever else. Tuesday, you kind of get them a little by your only day shot at teaching them is maybe Wednesday. Then come Thursday, the weekend is coming again, and they're out for so many different things. We've been lost that battle. And the fact that we continue to disguise ourselves as the greatest country when we don't put an emphasis on science and math and English. Hell, we don't even teach kids how to write their name in cursive anymore. They're addicted to the technology, so half of them can't even count. You give them a $10 bill and so something comes to $7.34. They need a calculator or their phone to figure out how much change is supposed to come back.
Yes,
The most fundamental things we aren't teaching. And then when they make it to higher education, because we push them through the system. I love this show because I talk to so many absolute numbskulls all day that you wouldn't believe.
So let me add some more insight to this thing. So it says some students accumulate so many points early on that by the end of the term, they knew they didn't need to do any more work and could still get an A. Others, often those who had to work or care for family members after school would fail to turn in their homework and fall so far behind that they would just stop trying. It's literally inequitable. Auntie, are we that? Is it really that big of a gap that some kids are just skating by because it's too easy, and then they try to make it easy for the kids that just got so much responsibility now? I mean, I've seen it and I know the answer, but I'm just asking for the sake of conversation. Is there that big of a gap?
It's a cop-out and it's all BS. It's not about grades. It's all about funding. I remember with having 2 children in school recently, one still in school. One of the main things that we kept hearing about was their grades, their grades, their grades. They even offered to allow my son to drop out of school before the end of the year because he was going to fail, because they didn't want that on their record. They were like, let's get this out. Wow. And during COVID, we had so many children making 3s and 4s, 5s and 6s because a lot of them didn't want to show or they couldn't do it. Let's be honest. They just didn't put any of the effort and things like that in because they really weren't grading these children during COVID. So they lost a lot of them during that time. And I think this grade thing is just a cop-out because now no one has to be held accountable for what they teach these children and what these children actually learn. That way they can say, as long as they show up and are here, we don't really care if they learn anything or not. I don't know how else to say this without it sounding rude, but we got some dumbass children out here. I am not playing, y'all. When I talk to some of these teenagers and some of these young adults, and I sit down and I try to have and I'm not even joking because I have them. I have 3 young adults in my life. When I sit down and try to hold a decent conversation with them, I cannot. And I feel like and I'm not blaming the school system because I don't think they put enough money and funding and things like that into the teachers and to what is the actual problem and what needs to be done for these children. And I think they're just trying to think of ways to just make everybody pass literally just by showing up. And so then they'll get out there in the world and won't have a clue. Yep. You know, I feel like they don't teach them just the basic necessities in life. The stuff I'm having to talk to my teenager about it. She can probably hear me, but I'm so worried. You know what I'm saying? Like she's a senior in high school. She graduates this year. I'm scared to death of her going out in the world. I told her she needs to stay home for about 5 more years or so. I am not even joking. They are doing nothing.
Yes,
I feel you. With these kids today compared to my generation and when I came out of school. And God forbid I don't do well in school I don't learn well. I'm not that kid that can just be taught like everybody else. You can't just put a book in front of me. You're gonna have to. I'm more of a hands-on. So there's things like that they need to work on, learning styles for different kids. But let my mama get a phone call that I'm not doing well, that I showed out. I'm getting my black behind toe up in that school in front of everybody. I mean, it's just, I couldn't do that today because then they want to call CPS on me.
Yes, please. That's a whole nother drama, right? So listen, Valerie's statement says ISD teachers shortage is awful. Kids who don't have teachers are sitting the commons or in gyms. That's the truth. Like
last week, I got onto my kids. Swear to God, true story. Last Monday, because I got a call that she was absent for first period. I said, Sierra, you left this house and you went up to that school. I need to know where you were because I have a tracker on her car and I knew she went. But you know, I'm like, so you weren't in class. What's up? She said the teacher did not show up. So we sat in the cafeteria until second period. So no one took attendance.
Wow.
That's
wow.
Right.
He is a senior in high school. It's ridiculous.
That's
okay,
right.
so I'm gonna let you have it, Ken. I want to say this though. So for me, my philosophy is the school can't teach my kids. I'm doing it, right? I'm doing it because if I expect them to do it, well then they just gonna get them ready to get that minimum wage. That's it. I'm not getting my kids not getting ready to do minimum wage, right? That we're just not doing that. But we can't depend on the school to raise our kids, and I think that's the problem because we out there trying to chase that dollar, or we try the jobs are working us like dogs. We're not there for our kids, y'all. We can't do that to our children. Now, Shantae says, and then I'm gonna let you have it, Ken. It says, playing devil's advocate. Who is more responsible for preparing your child for? All right. I just said that. So good. Thank you.
Yeah, you just addressed that.
Yeah. So all right, Ken. So where you stand with this, man?
The thing is, I think this gentleman, and this is in the state of California, just for all this is California, so it's not all across United States. But I think he had some good ideas. The actual teacher that was speaking in his article, but the one thing that I didn't like about the homework type thing, where he was saying that he don't think students should be doing homework outside of the classroom. But I don't think that's correct, because even in athletics, you got to go to practice. How you gonna get better if you don't practice? Right. So my thing is, how are these students going to learn and be better in something that they may be lacking in without giving them homework? He doesn't give them homework at all, which I think that's cheating the student. That's right. And second of all, Devin made a good point. I think you have to come with some creative teaching styles now, because every child learns different. So I think you do have to put an emphasis on teaching and grades as well, but making sure that student gets it. I think that's what really you need to have. But unfortunately, our school systems aren't set up that way, because A, you ain't paying these teachers nothing. B, there's a lack of facilities. A lot of teachers got like 30 students to one teacher. So how can they really just be hands-on with these students? So I think this gentleman has some good ideas, but it's some in there I'm like, nah, that ain't helping the student at all. Not giving them grades, I don't think.
Yes, and one more thing, like there is a big discrepancy, because you do have kids that are what they call it, that are not influenza. What's that boy? What they call him where he made too much money?
Yeah, you talking about affluenza.
Affluenza. Yeah. Right. So affluent. You have kids that are affluent, and then you have kids that are living in poverty, that as soon as they get out of school, they got to go to work, right? Because their parents. So they're all going to the same school. And so people are making accommodations, and they don't understand, they hurting each other. and so I understand that where it comes to people trying to get their work done, but at the same time trying to raise their brothers and sisters because their mamas and daddies ain't there, it's an issue, man. I mean, right. So yeah, go ahead, Black, and I'm gonna give it to you, Dwayne.
Yeah, I just wanted to answer Shantae's question. There's no simple answer to that. She asked who's more responsible. The answer is we all are, because right. the reality is you said it right yourself, Brother Brenton. Nobody can't teach your child, but here's the problem. There used to be a time when this was a communal thing. I'm telling my age now, and Sister Devin, she talked about this. There was a time when you couldn't get out of line because somebody else could tighten you up. And we looked out for each other as a community, and we gave a damn. But what has happened to the entire whole concept in education? This is why I say we lost that fight. It is in the sense that there's no true importance placed on education, because you could be the greatest parent and have the greatest ideals. But you talked about something, Brother Brendan. We have to work for a living. And the reality is, if you don't believe me, do the math. You only have your child on average for about 4 or 5 hours. If you don't believe me, do the math. There's only 24 hours in a day. And by the time you clock in, 8, 10 of them to working, sleep a little bit, paying some bills, taking a dump, brushing your teeth, eating, answering voicemails, whatever. The reality is you got about a 4-hour window to spend with your child, and we send them out somewhere where they're gone for 10 hours a day. So I don't care how great your influence is. Your child now is swimming upstream, because whatever you're pouring into them, your core values, your morality, somebody's out there undoing that. The very things in their hand is out doing it. We grew up in a time when we wanted to find something out. We had to go to an actual book to find the answer. That's how we learned to read. Now they have a computer in their hand. They have pornography at their fingertips. Anything that they want. Our children are swimming upstream. My son, I have a master's degree, and I was labeled a genius. My son is an absolute numbskull. He's a damn idiot. I did the best I could.
I'm with you. To Valerie and Shantae's point, you guys are right. Even the stuff that they learn today, right? They're not going to use that when they get our age. Like none of this, it's all busy work, right? Why are we not teaching these kids how to invest? Why are we not teaching? You know why? Because they don't think that's important. That's why we parents, like I'm teaching my kids. My son hustling right now, bringing home $60 a day from school because he's selling snacks. That's what I'm teaching him. Like, go get your money, bro. That's why he can go to
look
work
at their attention span, and so we're not playing it the same way. Our infrastructure is falling apart. Our education of our children is falling apart because we didn't pour any investment back into them. We're supposed to be every generation coming behind us even better. Really?
Yeah.
That's what's going to take care of us, and that's what's going to run the country? Really?
And we just signed infrastructure. We need to be signing something about some education, doggone it. Come on, anyway. All right, Dwayne, what you got, man?
Well, if I can be very transparent and affluent, I think entitlement is a problem with this generation of children. A lot of these,
I agree,
and I'm gonna and I'm just gonna be frank. A lot of these little bastards, doggone, think they're just entitled to a lot of things, and they feel like they don't have to, or why do I have to? They always want to question things. They always think that they're smarter than the book that's in front of them. And I have to agree with some of the things that the panelists said. A lot of the work that they do, they don't do it in the real world. I mean, I have a teenager and I'm 38, and I look at the math that she does, and I'm like, is she going to be a rocket scientist or a human physicist or something? Y equals -7/3 plus x plus 8 plus 9. Like, what the heck? Who? What? No. We talk about the home structure. Some parents just don't care. Like, my daughter goes to Charles Patterson, and one of the teachers explained to me that there are students that have been on the rolls for a year and never showed up to one class. But it starts with the home. And I grew up in an era where, like Lee said, everybody gonna whoop your ass if you mess up. Like, every last person, and then you're gonna get it again when you get home.
That's right.
I grew up in an era where you sat there and you did your homework. And the biggest thing was you had homework. You had work to take home to do. It was do these set of problems from 1 to 20 or whatever. You really had to read, and you had books. Like, when my daughter went to school here, I was like, hey, where are your books at? Oh, no, Dad, we don't have books.
That's right.
Yeah.
Huh? So I'm looking at her like, what? So I think that, again, the school system, yes, the teachers don't get paid enough. And I don't think there's enough funding for the educational gap, because I think America is too busy trying to compete to stay ahead, but they're staying ahead in things now. They're losing momentum in other things. And I'm afraid for this generation, because they're gonna end up dumber than a bag of rocks and some chitlins outside. Like, I really feel that. I really feel like if you give a teenager, you give a young adult, the average 21-year-old right now, you give them a complex problem. You tell them, hey, how are you going to survive this week? The first thing is, I don't know. But you give somebody like us at 21, what are we doing? Well, man, I got to go to work. I got to pay this bill. This is going to happen here. I got to get gas here. Heck, I got to get bus fare, because if I don't get bus fare, I ain't going to make it here. This. But you ask a child now, well, I don't know. Can you figure it out for me? What?
Right. Yeah. No, that's it. So let me say this, and we'll move on. We got to be patient with them, but at the same time, so for what we were doing, they were teaching us how to go out here and work those middle class jobs. Those jobs are far gone. You don't even have to have a high school diploma now to get these jobs. The jobs that are, but like Jennifer said, it's a two-edged sword. Technology. They go on YouTube and see these kids bring home hundreds of thousands of dollars, just sit in front of a computer. That ain't reality, y'all. And don't let them be duped to that. Either it's gonna be YouTube or it's gonna be athletics. No, man. No. Half of these kids, if not more than half of these kids, gonna do something through some type of trade or through some type of technical certificate. That's what's gonna happen. But y'all be patient with them, man. It's hard. Just don't give up on them, man. And shout out to every educator who's really trying. Right. Just know some of us parents are trying to help you guys, and we're doing the best we can together. But there's a lot of them, right? Because they all go to the same school, from the crackhead mama to the mama who single parent and work 12 hours a day. They all there, and so I get it. It's hard, so we'll see. But my son better not flunk this semester because got something waiting on him. I'll just tease. Anyway, all right, man. Well, we'll catch up with them in 6 weeks and see what they're doing, right? So shout out to our producer, man. She is one of the youngins that we're talking about, and she does a great job. So
does a great job.
Falk. Appreciate you for what you're doing.
Shout out to Taylor Falk. What up?
She
great job.
Yeah. So good stuff, man. Where we at next? Jesus got a gun. Boy, look at that. Yeah. Let's go. Let's see what these black pastors. Now, listen, you black pastors, y'all gonna make it to this service. Y'all gonna make it to this service where Jesus got a gun. Let's roll the video, then we'll talk about it, man. Woo. Now that's the pastor over there to the right. Now, I know Al would have hit that dough.
That's what's up. Got him.
Yeah.
Got him.
That white lawyer want that pastor at his church.
Got him.
So listen, somewhere in the South, Then some of these preachers, they packing now today, so y'all better watch it now. So listen,
I would bring a gun in the church too. I mean, you know what? If the Lord flipped the table in the sanctuary, where is it in any doctrine that says that I can't bring a pistol in the church?
Well, ain't nobody say you couldn't bring a gun in the church. We just talking about how. First of all, the dude that did it. This is actually happened in the U.S. At first, I thought it was overseas, but this happened like in North Carolina, or
I think it was North Carolina. Yeah, I think it was North Carolina.
Yeah. So my man came in there and said he was Jesus though, and I ain't know he had no gun. But I don't know what he was gonna do. But like one man wants to berate black pastors. But you see this pastor looking out for his congregation. There's a lot of ways I wanted to go with this, and I'm just gonna open up to all y'all just to share because I know we all gonna stay.
I need to address the that's why the deacons gotta be armed. Well, let me tell you something. At the church I used to go to in my hometown, one of the deacons was a crackhead. I ain't giving no crackhead.
That's a big problem right there.
A gun. You mess around and get robbed in a parking lot. You won't get a dime out that collection plate if you give some of those deacons a gun. Some of them deacons are crackheads. What they need to do is we need to just start scanning people like when they go to the club. You need a metal detector.
That don't even work.
And you start scanning people before they get up in the church, because when you give everybody a gun, you know what I'm saying? People don't go to church go to church for a showdown. They just go to get some Jesus. Now you got to go and worry about what's
going on. Thank you, Faith and Foolishness.
Thank you, Faith and Foolishness.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
It's just a lot. I don't know the solution. I do like that they, took control of the situation before it got out of hand. But I don't know about giving the deacons a gun, because I know some deacons that have no business with the
and the difference between this black dude, you know what I'm saying? Like the white dudes, they coming in there because they don't like black people, right? That's why they shooting people. And this dude, I don't know what he wanted. Maybe he's one of the crackhead deacons that just got demoted. I don't know, to Usher. Right?
To Usher.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know what he was doing, but if he was really gonna shoot up the place, I mean, he'd have just been unloading immediately, right? So number one, you know, the church. Well, I don't want to go there, but that's another thing. Okay, Black, I'm gonna let you get into it. What's your spot?
Well, you know, I'm a practicing sinner and a sanctified heathen, so there was so much wrong with that video for me that
so much.
Where do I start? Much. But I can make fun of it, but it was a serious subject. But my serious part of it is this. This is what you get when you've torn down another sacred institution. Once upon a time, religion used to mean something, and this is why this is my personal belief. I am a spiritual person. I'm no longer a religious person. I used to be a preacher, for those that don't know, and I saw so much wrong with the built-in hypocrisy in organized religion. For me, I got out of it. And now I'm not pointing any fingers at anybody because those other fingers are pointing back at me. That's why I started out by saying that I am a practicing sinner. The sins I commit, I love them. I've gotten very good at them. I'm going to continue. Now, having said that, you know, when I look at that thing, you know, we've turned church into come as you are. And so when you send out that mandate, he came as he was. And so when you look at churches, so we can't elevate one sin above another. You know, when we look at 2 Corinthians, it talks about liars and cheaters, adulterers, men who lie with men. It goes on and on. No one sin is above another. So if you're going to talk about bringing guns to churches, what about all the breakdancing in church and the cursing in church? There's churches where they have sex. No one sins above another. But when you send out a mandate that come as you are, that's what you get. Chickens coming home to roost.
Yeah.
I mean,
go ahead, Dwayne.
I have to. So I am a person of belief. I'm a religious person, but like, you know, there's a difference between religious and you know, being religious and, you know, religion. And, you know, the lead point, you know, no sin is above another sin. I just think that, again, we have lost sight of what, you know, and this is a spiritual tangent, but we have lost sight of what God intended it to be. He didn't intend it to be like a charade or a facet or
another donation.
You know.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Lord help us. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Miss Valerie.
Yeah.
A facade. I mean, I think that like it's a lot of lost artifacts and where church is supposed to be now. And when you get to this point, it just makes you shake your head. And I mean, like I said, if I was a pastor, I'd have my strap up under the pulpit.
Well, I know you be holding your gun trying to make him get to that plate too. I know you.
No, I wouldn't even do that. Like, I wouldn't do nothing like that. I would tell you, I mean, honestly, like they say, oh, you know, you got to pay your tithe. Like I would put it out there because that's what that's what it says. But hey, man, what you got to do, what you do is on you. I can't put you in heaven or hell. You put you in heaven or hell. So,
Well, Jesus going to jail today because he had a gun. And he shouldn't have brought to church. I don't know if he's going to hell, but he's still going to jail.
I mean, he's going to go to, there's some bars he about to go to.
Yeah. All right, Kenny. Now, listen, you think it's one of them Pentecostal churches? So what you think? Because, listen, it was if y'all go back and look at the video, some sister was over there rebuking him. She was rebuking him.
She was throwing the oil.
It could have been. I mean, at that point, it didn't matter what denomination it was. My man was getting ready to try to do some capping. But you know the thing about it, man, that's unfortunate, man. You can't even be safe going to church. Yeah. You can't feel safe, and that was a small congregation church. So you know, there's nobody watching the door. People just walking in, going as they come. They inviting folks in. But I give much respect and much props to that pastor, man, because he definitely saved a catastrophe because that brother was probably going to start capping in there. He just wasn't paying attention to the pastor.
Good.
And you know, I would say this, man. If you go to church, you know, take your spirit with you. I'm talking about the spirit in you and your 38 special in your pocket. I guarantee you, it'll be some spirits jumping off when you got that 38 ready.
Hey, I hope it don't go off in church while you getting happy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So anyway,
that's why you put it in your Bible, and you know you sit it like right there when you get ready to get happy. You know.
Yeah.
You let the Lord bless the bullets.
Well, I'll say this, brothers. I mean, I appreciate the pastor. I'm glad nobody got hurt. Nobody died, so that was a great thing. But to everybody's point on the panel, there's so much wrong with that, and you know, so much we could talk about. I don't even want to get into it because it's just too much, right? But we're not gonna get any better. I'm just telling y'all that right now, because from the kids not getting educated to the lawyers saying what they want to say about black people, now they pulling out. I'm just ready to go to the metaverse.
Not the metaverse.
I'm just ready to go
Here we go.
What about the multiverse? Not the metaverse.
Here we go.
Where are we going? So anyway, all right, man. So we appreciate the black pastors at least being in church instead of being at the courthouse. So thank you, sir, for doing that.
Yeah. Appreciate you, brother.
All right, what we got next?
It's my time. It's on my time. We're gonna get in and out this thing real quick. Yeah. My twin was here. My twin was here last week, but I'm back here tonight. So just let y'all know if y'all was confused. I'm Kendrick is back here tonight. Well, we're gonna start off real quick, talk about them Cowboys. They carved up a bird yesterday. Real quick, we just in and out. They carved them up. They look good, you know. I got to give them hats off to the Cowboys. That's for Miss Devin. I know she's a Cowboy fan, so that's my Cowboy report on that. And so we're gonna move on to something else real quick. Y'all remember when I was talking to you guys about CeeDee Lamb, wide receiver for the Dallas Cowboys, that's been fined like 5 times, over $46,000 in fines? I think we talked about that a couple of weeks ago. Okay.
Yep.
Well. The Green Bay Packers had 2 players, quarterback Aaron Rodgers and wide receiver Alan Lazard. Both was fined because of breaking COVID-19 protocols, and they both are unvaccinated. Can you guess how much their fines were?
$10,000.
$15,000, wasn't it?
Yep, $15,000. Both. So CeeDee Lamb was asked, so what do you think about you being fined for not having your socks up one game, your jersey untucked for one game? You basically been fined 5 times for $46,000, and other players only been fined for $15,000 for breaking COVID protocol. He's like, well, I don't really have nothing to say about it, but doesn't make sense to me. So yeah, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. So what do you guys think about this? The findings and all that. Now, let me say this real quick. The NFLPA agreed to these fines when it comes to the image and all that. So the players signed off on that. So this isn't like CeeDee Lamb doesn't know that he's supposed to have this. Yeah, that's in the players' agreement. But the flip side of this, how are you going to break COVID protocols only be fined $15,000? Yeah,
that's funny because I got something coming up that's going to talk about that. And it's called a smoke screen. So I'm gonna go last with my smoke screen. But go ahead, Dwayne. What are you gonna say?
I think it's a bunch of bush. You know, again, only the dumbest players go to the Dallas Cowgirls because they ain't got no common sense.
Come on, bro. Now you know better than that. Stop it, Dwayne. Stop it.
Your time is coming.
Stop it.
But I mean in all light of the situation, I think it's ridiculous. Aaron Rodgers, I don't care if he's been in the league 15 seconds and won 2 Super Bowls. You're breaking COVID protocols, which people have died from. You know, I don't like the Cowgirls, so yeah. People have died from it, like literally. You know, there's like over however many million people dead from COVID. So I don't think that CeeDee Lamb should have been fined. I mean, yeah, he should have been fined for breaking the image protocol. But I think, you know, socks, T-shirts, you know, his jersey, I think I mean, that's like a good. All that should equal up to $15,000, as opposed to Aaron Rodgers and Lazard. I think Lazard is mixed. He's black and white, but his pigmentation is light skin, so he a house one. So
what that got to do with anything?
I'm just saying. I'm just
okay.
joke, man.
Gotcha. Okay.
But I'm just saying. So it's like, hey, you broke a protocol that could have ended your life and everybody else's life. It could have got the whole entire team infected. All jokes aside,
right?
You know. So that should have been, honestly, I would have probably fined both of them $1 million and then suspended them for about 5 games.
I know they should have been suspended. Yeah, I definitely agree with the suspension. Yeah.
What you got, ma'am?
I think that the fines for the COVID-related incidents should have been larger. I think that there should have been, because to me, that was a really big deal. Not even the COVID thing, but just the lie like that. Because that's like, that's a big deal. That lie is quite a big deal. And an unnecessary lie at that. I mean, it's kind of like when you tell your kids, you could have said that lie for when you really, I mean, I don't really see one of that. But now the fines for the image, I actually agree with that. I think that there has to be rules in place, you know, and we don't want to get to the point where everybody gets to complain about every rule that's made and it's why am I getting in trouble for this when he did that last week? Well, you knew the rule was in place before you got there, so that wasn't new. But I do think the COVID penalty was pretty lenient. And I'm not even going to make it necessarily a race thing. I just think I'm going to make it this is how little they care about the COVID and the COVID protocols and things like that. Because they care more about having the player on the field than they care about the safety and awareness and all that. Because football is one of those sports or one of those, I'm going to say, jobs, but they don't even care about color because they want you on the field and they want you to win. So I think that's a little different in that regard. I just think it was lenient because they don't care about the COVID.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, Black.
I agree with Ms. Devin, and especially her last point. I'm just looking at this through the prism of sports. Didn't have a problem with it whatsoever. I don't think it's a black-white thing. It's sports. It's been going on forever. You know, to the winner go the spoils. He's Aaron freaking Rodgers. You know, let's not kid ourselves, you know, and that matters. And we can sit here and talk about black or white if we want to. And whether it's fair is a place where they judge pigs. There's no room for fairness in sports. This is about money, winning and losing. You think Michael Jordan didn't get away with special shit?
Right.
You think Tom Brady doesn't get away with special shit?
Right.
And then as far as the COVID thing, we could sit here and debate that part of it, true. But it's as unpopular as the Vietnam War was. And so perfect time, perfect subject. This is about popularity, money, and what you can get away with. So for me, didn't have a problem with it in the world. You know what I'm saying? So God bless you, Aaron. Do you think, brother?
Yeah, we definitely know race bait here because I agree. Like, even if it was a star black player, you know what I'm saying? Listen,
right.
Do y'all know how many things Deion Sanders, Michael Irvin, Emmitt Smith got away with?
It's definitely right.
Michael Vick right here in Atlanta.
Right. Yeah, I mean, listen, you can be forget Ray Lewis shot somebody. All right, okay, all right. Anyway, so it's about it ain't black and white, it's about the green. But again, it's the perfect storm, right? It's the perfect storm because of our bent. Right. The problem is that the way you dress affects the brand.
Yeah. Right.
But you not taking the shot don't mean nothing until you not playing in the game.
Right.
So that's the issue, right? So CD, listen, boy, pull your pants up, tuck your shirt in. It's my brand, boy, right?
But right. Save your money. Quit giving away free money. Yeah. Come on, bro.
I mean, listen, if you want to call a spade is, you a fool.
Yeah. Right, exactly. Come on,
you
bro.
got too much money in your hands, man. Somebody don't listen. That joker shouldn't have went to church. He should have went to CD house with that gun. I mean,
man,
okay,
crazy.
anyway, I'm just playing. So, so all I'm getting at is the fact that it's a smoke screen, right? And it's always about who wants to see what. well, he's a black. I mean, even the reporter. I mean, you race baiting. I mean, come on, ask the white player what he think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's okay. I'm gonna save my point for where I want to get to the segment, but
and the Packers were fined $300,000 as an organization,
right? Which
So,
that you can
just
get that
let
at
you
one
guys know.
concession stand,
right?
Thank you.
And, yeah, and they got $400 million in their account, so $300,000 didn't hurt them at all. Believe that.
Yeah, listen,
And I'm a Packer fan, so let me.
right.
I'm a Packer. I'm a cheesehead. So
That's right. Yeah. So there you go. So it is what it is, man.
Yeah.
Brother, appreciate that. Yeah, you know, again, CD. You know,
keep your money, player. Come on, keep
yeah,
your money.
because there's a lot of black players that didn't take the shot either.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
that's right.
I mean, and if they get sick, guess what? You're gonna be up out of there too. But you know, like you said, it's Aaron Rodgers and State Farm still capping him, so he's going to bed with money on his pillow and everything. So
That's right.
I mean, get over yourself.
Insurance premium still paid up, so he's good.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's all good. All right, man, sir. Thank you for that. Man, what we got next? Ooh, living in America. Let me see. I turned this thing on earlier today. The current debt in this country right now is I can't get this wrong because that boy moving fast, y'all. It is 27 trillion. Actually, now it's gone to 28 trillion 966 billion 488 million. And I can't keep up with the thousands because it's moving like Roadrunner. We in trouble. Listen, you talk about the debt in America. So I found this article and I wanted to talk to y'all about this and see what y'all thought about this. So apparently, CNBC, they actually have broken it down to generations about how much they have expected the average person in certain generations to have accumulated in debt. So currently Gen Z is age 18 to 23. That ain't none of us, right? No.
No.
So $16,043. That's probably from some type of soliciting websites. Probably right.
and credit cards.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
16,043 is the average. So they carrying an average balance of $1,963 a month, I guess, on a credit card. For generation millennials, somebody ain't gonna like to hear this. And the oldest millennial today is around 40 years old. Will turn 40 years old this year.
Oh, that's the millennials, huh? Okay. Wow.
I got somebody back here mad. So they significantly have accumulated an average of $87,448. Wow. All right. I think a few of us here. Generation X. Black, you passed that?
I'm just old, man.
Okay, all right.
No, right. I think we X. I think me and you, brother.
41 to 56.
X. Yeah, we
X.
Yeah,
I'm in that.
Yeah, I thought the rest of us is in that. I think Dwayne, you millennial.
Yeah, he a millennial.
I ain't gonna fool with Auntie. We'll just let it be what it is. You somewhere in the one. All right. So the average debt for a Generation X is $140,643.
I believe it.
That's right.
All right, and then baby boomers from 57 to 75, they got 97,290. Now you know what? I know that's a lot because these jokers out here buying houses still at 60 and starting over. I don't know what's wrong with y'all. What baby boomer want to buy a house and you about to retire in 10 years? Now, what kind of foolishness is that?
Yeah.
You never know what life then sent their way. You never know.
Well, I know a few of them. I know a few of them, and I know better than I listen. All right. Well, okay. So, is that sound about right for us? I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
It does, and they're trying to continue these young adults to continue to accumulate debt. Next week, actually the week after next, I have to go to the school and be angry black woman for a moment because, and I try not to do that because But I've been told that my child has to complete a FAFSA in order to graduate high school, which means, for those who don't know, she has to fill out the application for financial aid in order to graduate high school. They have no choice. Lost their mind, because all I have discussed with my child for the longest is, look, I'll be paying. I'm not paying off my student loans. If I had the money today to pay it off, I'm not going to do it just because I don't want to. As long as it does not affect my credit score, they'll have to dig me up to get that last dollar. If
I know that's right.
I'm gonna figure out a way to pay half a penny every month because I'm not giving it to them because they were wrong for what they did to me, and I'm still waiting on Biden punk ass to give me my money. Like that's a whole other story. But anyway, I've always talked to my child about not accumulating, debt. Like, we're gonna do what we have to do for you to get your education if that's what you want. She wanted to go to real estate school. Let me know. I'll pay on it. Let me do this. I don't want you coming out. But you cannot waive that amount of money, because let's be honest, my child won't qualify for any grants. She just won't. It's not a bad thing. She just will not.
Right.
But if I waive that kind of money in front of my child, who money burns her pocket, she cannot hold on money to save her life. And if they tell her you can have $5,000 a semester or $10,000 a semester, and we'll just give it to you, and you can just pay it back over time, it's gonna take all I have in my power to keep her from signing it. And she gonna swear to God she don't know why she got that check. She told him she didn't want it, and then she'll have debt and may not even have the degree. Because I changed my occupation 4 times before I stuck to nursing, and I already had debt with student loans for all the things I thought I wanted to do. But this is what they're doing, and they're wanting to continue to create that debt for people. So that's when us as parents have to come in to explain to them, first of all, college is not a necessity. If you know you hate school and you're not going to do it, you're not going to go to college just to say you showed up. You can find something else to do with your time. And number 2, if you're going to go to school, you don't have to start out at these universities that automatically put you at $100,000 in debt. I told her we can start off at a junior college and get the classes that you want. You may not, and then you'll know within that 2 years if you're even serious about school and you want to go. Because I could afford this little junior college with $300 or $400 a class, but we're not going to play with my money like that, and you're not about to play with yours. So it's horrible. I have debt. And if you leave it up to me, if I want $1 million, I'm still going to owe student loans because they're not getting it from me because they don't deserve it.
Yes.
I agree. That's what's up.
I'm with you. I'm with you
on that.
So let's start this next generation out with not having debt.
That's right.
And try to fight the system on things like the necessity of children filling out FAFSA to graduate, because that's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that's
Thank you,
crazy.
Pastor Haynes. You said debt is a form of slavery. And
yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Right?
Yes,
and I'm gonna tell y'all something. And we getting back on the ship, and we gonna hightail it from New York to California, because you know why? Like Devin said, they want this money, and they're not even gonna read the fine print. You know why? Because they can't read. Okay,
right.
So I'm just telling y'all better teach your kids, man. And listen, y'all, we gotta help them. Right, this is the reality, y'all. We are fast tracking down the slippery slope of convenience and everything. You can rent to own everything. You can rent to own a house. You can rent to own a car. You can rent to own a TV. But the interest rate is gonna put you in shackles. And the white man ain't beating you now. It's the creditors, right, with that whip. And that's the problem, y'all. If we don't normalize logical thinking. It's nothing wrong, like Devin said, with going to a college to figure out if you want to go. Matter of fact, if you let me talk to your kids for 20 minutes, I'll tell you if they need to go or not. I'll do it for free. I promise you. I'll tell you, because I just got 2 questions to ask them, and I promise you, if they don't know the answer to those 2 questions, they don't need to go to college. It's just as simple as that, right? So for me, we need to understand contentment and understand that everything. If you don't have cash to pay for it, then you don't need it. That's just real talk. But all right, Black, come on.
Which brings me to that last part. So I couldn't have articulated the issue with debt any better than Sister Devin. I am going to brilliant. I'm in the same boat. $106,000 of student loan debt, and they have to get that money out of my cold dead hands. So I'm with you 1,000% on that. You know, having said that, the system is rigged because when we get in debt and they get in debt, it's not the same
Totally
debt.
different. That's it.
So I'm not even gonna go there with the interest rates and the scholarships that are available when you're in a different system and of a different skin condition.
Even
I'm not even gonna go there.
Even being allowed to get bankruptcy.
That's why I said I work in education, so I'm not going to even go there because she covered that so well. But here's the second part of that agenda, that what you said now, there's another reason why this younger generation is we're heading in the wrong direction. Those numbers running faster than the fastest man. It's because Brother Dwayne said it earlier. There's a sense of entitlement. So this generation that's out there right now, the TikTok generation, they look on their phone and there's young. I'm a 54-year-old man. For the first time in my life, I'm living in a luxury apartment building and worked all my damn life, And now you got some 20-somethings living in flat-out mansions. Go on TikTok for 10 good minutes where they spending their entire day making up dances and shit. So they feel like that's their birthright. And so they have no qualms whatsoever of getting in debt because they don't want to wait and work for it. They want it now. They want it now. They want to drive the best car now. They want to take the best trips now and live in the biggest homes now. Damn what it's going to cost to pay for it. And so that generation too, unfortunately, I keep talking about this tidal wave that we're fighting against, so individually, I applaud you guys for trying to teach your children, but we live in a world now that's telling them you can have it all and you don't have to work for it.
And your parents don't know anything. They're old and they don't know any better. If I get told that one more time, I'm fighting everybody. If I get told one more time that I don't know what I'm talking about, I've been told that you just want to control me and tell me what to do, and why can't I live my life, and why can't I put my foot in your ass? Because I'm sick of these kids. I'm sick of these young people. They get in all this trouble and then they call their parents to get them out. I done pretty much cut my son off. I love him to death, and one day I will be here for him when he act right. But I'm not tolerating the disrespect. I don't owe you nothing. You're not entitled to my money.
I'm in the same boat, Miss Devin. I'm in the same boat.
You're going to have to hit rock bottom. I don't know what that is, but I pray it's safe for you because I don't have time for the foolishness. I came from nothing. When I tell y'all I worked hard and pulled myself up by the bootstraps to get where I am. And I'm at a point in my life where I don't give a damn what nobody think about me. But I'm also not putting up with these foolishness from these young people. I'll tell all my kids they can go to hell. I don't have time for it. I don't. You either go and listen to me and take my advice, or I don't have to help you. It's one way or the other.
Well, yep. Kendrick, I don't. You want to follow that?
No, because Devin gonna kick me in the ass. No, I'm not following her. King Noble, go ahead.
Well, for Dwayne, I want to say this, man. Have y'all seen the Squid Game?
No, I
still ain't watched it.
Man, let me tell y'all something. Like when remember how we talk about how movies always foretell the future?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, if y'all watch this movie, like they literally got these people going to this game of death because they in debt. And the fact that Black, you gotta watch it, bro, because it's hilarious that everybody that's in that game that's putting their life on the line to take a bullet in the head if they don't win the game, it's all because they owe money.
Wow.
Millions of dollars. They all owe money for some reason. They owe somebody something, and they trying to win all this money so that they can pay their debt off.
Wow.
We in trouble.
Yes,
and
sir.
we coming for it.
Yes, sir.
And y'all think Squid Game is a game now? They may shoot y'all in the metaverse. I know I keep playing with it. I'm just saying, man, y'all, this ain't no game, man. And the country is setting us up, whether they gonna fix population or they gonna fix racism. They gonna find a way, right? And Devin, I ain't never heard that for in my life, that they making you fill out fast.
I had never heard that either. Wow, that's crazy.
In order to graduate, she has to complete it.
Wow.
What ISD is this?
Wow.
this is Collin County, but I mean Plano ISD, but I don't think it's just this district. I think it started this year.
Crazy. That's crazy.
Until after Thanksgiving when I go up there and show out. So the other kids will have to complete one, but my child won't.
I'm gonna need my barber to hear him get out of jail then, because I'm gonna need some fake names and Social Security. Dwayne, your daughter having issues like that? Filling out fast? All right, cool.
I will say this about the Dead in America. They want to keep us in debt. I mean, but every generation is different. We've went through recessions. I remember the recession we went through, what was it, 08, 09. So that changed a little bit of how things operated. The housing market hit rock bottom. So people was having to refinance and do all this, so people, I mean, that's why we are where we are now, because of some of the economic downturns we've had to live through. But on the flip side of that, just like Devin said, man, you got to you just got to do with what you got. You can't. I mean, you got to make it happen to wherever you make it happen. Don't take on more than you can chew. And then, as far as kids, I've been blessed. My kids didn't. They figured out college wasn't for them. And not because they couldn't do it, but they had more of an entrepreneurial mind. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't really need college if I can. And with technology at their hands, a lot of their age group, they didn't figure out how to make money and through technology. So college wasn't for them. So that's a bill that I didn't have to deal with.
Yes,
so it is what it is. It's welcome to America.
Welcome to America, man. Home of the brave and the broke. All right, well, thank y'all so much for just know y'all get that debt down and get that income up, that debt to ratio income. You won't get a car or a house without that being in the right order. So do right by it. All right, ma'am. Sir, you up? You ready?
Is he asleep?
I don't.
Oh, there you go.
Nah, I ain't sleep.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So my rejects are over the past week, I have seen some things in my hiatus. I had to take a trip. It was my King's Retreat, and
I heard y'all change.
I seen some things that have disturbed me. Why do we continue to put situations higher? We don't take accountability of situations. I'm all for, giving our people props for things that they do. But what I'm not for is giving people props for things that they do when they should have done it first. And, should have done it in a better way in the first place. I know some people probably don't agree with me, but I have a big issue with, this posterization of Meg Thee Stallion because she's graduating from TSU's here soon. I'm all for her getting her degree, criminal justice or whatever she's getting her degree in. But the problem that I have is we give rappers, whatever they are, too much credit. We give them, oh my God, they're such a great person. Oh my God, let's celebrate their accomplishment. Oh my God, it's this, it's that. But when they were sitting here talking about some shoot this person, sell drugs to this person, F this girl in the face, do this, do that, I'm going to take your man, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that. And they're out here poisoning, society, but they do this one particular thing that's great that every Black person in America should be doing, is getting an education. We make it so important. And then we have this thing of, what difference does it make if this person does it and that person does it? A wrong is a wrong. We don't want to pull the race card all the time. I get it. But that does play a factor. But when something's wrong, something is wrong. I don't feel what I reject is the fact that we try to separate the two, or we try to find a reason to say, okay, yeah, this is okay, but really this is not okay. Nah, fuck that. If it's wrong, it's wrong. If you wanted to be a goddamn freaking drug dealer, then stay your ass being a drug dealer. Don't all of a sudden, oh, you get a change of heart when you about 25, 26 years old, and now all of a sudden you want to get an education. No, you were out here one particular way, stay that way. Be true to what you are. Be true to what you claim to be. Because if you're really out here thugging, gangbanging, then you. But again, make a reformation, do your reformation, but let's stop as a culture, as a society. Let's stop putting people who tout and spout rhetoric that ultimately is not good for society. And then because they want to do something important now, oh, they're the greatest person in the world. Man, shut that bullshit up. That's my reject.
Yes, sir. I get. Listen, he's not saying you can't make career changes, though. I think we're cool with that, right? They can change careers. Okay. All right. I just want to make sure. I was a little afraid. Yeah. Just don't go switch from baseball to basketball. I hear you, bro. Yes, I'm with you. Stay true. That's real talk. Thank you, sir, for that, man. Listen, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, you can't hear me? Oh, no. Bring it down. Okay, gotcha.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir. Right. Right on. All right, man. So thank
it's super slow.
Oh, is it?
You sound like you chopped and screwed right now.
Oh, you sound fine to me. You might have to go in and come back out, King.
That's well, his internet is rejecting.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably have to dip out.
No problem. That's okay. Listen, just leave your offering in the back for me. Thank you. All right, so
yeah, Jesus got a gun. Jesus got a gun, King. No,
my Lord. Okay, we got to talk about that off Okay. All right, so here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Roads are racist, and let's just roll the video, and then so we can talk about this right quick.
I'm still surprised that some people were surprised when I pointed to the fact that if a highway was built for the purpose of dividing a white and a black neighborhood, or if an underpass was constructed such that a bus carrying mostly black and Puerto Rican kids to a beach, or it would have been, in New York was designed too low for it to pass by, that obviously reflects racism that went into those design choices. I don't think we have anything to lose by confronting that simple reality, and I think we have everything to gain by acknowledging it and then dealing with it, which is why the Reconnecting Communities, that $1 billion, is something we want to get to work right away, putting to work.
Here we have news. According to the Department of Transportation, the Secretary, overpasses in New York were designed to keep buses of black and Puerto Rican kids from getting to the beach. And yet here's the amazing part. Those very same overpasses somehow allow buses full of white kids to get through. That sounds like magic. How does it work? Well, it's possible the overpasses that Buttigieg referred to are actually drawbridges manned by vigilant bigots with binoculars. Here comes the Puerto Rican bus. Lower the overpass. Or maybe come to think of it, the problem is the buses themselves. In New York, children of color are being herded into unusually tall buses, like those top-heavy double-deckers they used to have in London that the Beatles sang about, just to prevent them from reaching the ocean. You can't get to the beach in a bus like that. So thank heaven he's got $1 trillion to get to the bottom of the racist road problem.
All right, y'all remember last week when we talked about Let's Go Brandon?
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking.
Yes.
So I spent a whole week trying to figure out what this is. So Pete Buttigieg is making a statement that probably has some validation to it, right? I'm not that old to remember that, but I do know I've lived in some cities where the railroads or the bridge separated the hood from the other side. So he's making the truth right there. But apparently some people are taking that and now trying to mock it, right? This is for me, bro. Like the whole thing with Joe Biden and Brandon, the roads being racist, those are smoke screens for me. And what I mean by that is they want to mock the truth by making, I don't even have the right term. Black, what's the terminology for somebody that's literally doing that type of mocking to someone's truth. Like it's insensitive, and it's I don't even have a good word for it.
It's insulting our intelligence is what it's really doing.
100%. 100%. Right? And they want to make us think that they're not thinking. See,
it's disingenuous.
That's
yes.
right. It is disingenuous, right? Because guess what? As much as I despise that man getting up talking about black pastors, at least he honest. Right? At least he telling you the truth about how he feel. But these jokers are wanting to mock this man for telling the truth about what happened in this country, and they trying to fix it. And now you want to say that he's mocking the roads are racist now. I know we're overusing the term racist. It's not even what it is because we're a human race. So, it's about ethnicity and the skin color. But the reality is that that's a smokescreen, right? Because as long as they hadn't said it with their mouth, then you can't convince somebody else that they ain't meaning what they saying. That's what it really boils down to me is. And so I know the roads ain't racist, but what the man talking about is the truth. The people who built it was.
Right, exactly. That's exactly what he was talking about.
Go ahead, Ken. Yeah.
I mean you hit it on the head. I mean, I think that we all know that the way that they set up, we can even talk about the history of ghettos in the metro cities. Those were created to put black people in a particular area. We can talk about the political landscape now, how the redlining, how they have drawn the lines in certain districts to, guess what, fix it for the white folks so they can continue to have a majority in the political game. So what he was saying, you have to really just read between that. Like I say, I got what he was saying, but obviously Tucker Carlson, who works for that Fox, so we already know what they're gonna try. They're gonna, to their viewers, how he was gonna present it to them. But he was actually correct on what he was saying. And we know the roads aren't racist, just like you said. It was the people that created the roads that's racist.
Right. Yeah. Black, what you got on this? If you ain't, it's cool.
No. Which again, I concur 1,000%. But it's straight out of the playbook of Donald Trump. That when somebody makes a valid point, especially one that might benefit minorities, you pick and pluck something that's that's you green light that and that gets your audience to look away from the real issue. And where we live in a world now where we mince words, Tucker Carlson is a flat out racist. I said it and I meant it. No qualms about it. So he's a flat out racist. And so straight out of the book of Donald Trump, he took what the man was saying and he know what audience he's speaking to, because I guarantee you, the neighborhood he lives in, no MARTA buses run past that neighborhood.
Of course not.
Yeah.
So it's a reality we all know. But here's the fundamental truth. When I talked about that scab being pulled away, I was going to say it a different way. People like to have their ears tickled. I'm trying to be nice here. People like to have their ears tickled. And so there's a certain segment of people that will say all of the right things and, I want to be fair and I'm all for this and that. And when they get behind that curtain, they vote for Tucker Carlson and Donald Trump. Because in reality, it sounds great and it makes a great commercial to say that we all want to be fair and inclusive. But in reality, that scab that's been pulled off, they don't want Puerto Ricans coming to the same beach. They don't want to see. That's why we have a culture of Karens so right now, because they don't even want us in the same damn pool. Why are you here? What are you doing on this street? And so it's a reality. I live in a neighborhood right now where they're talking about seceding from the city of Atlanta for that very reason. They want to turn this little area of Buckhead into its own little community. And you know the reason why? Because too many damn MARTA buses and black people are getting too damn close to shop in the stores that they in.
Yeah.
And so we know roads aren't racist, but the city planners, the strategic planning that goes behind it, there is unfortunately racists behind so much. And that's why we need to overhaul the whole damn system.
Regentrification is a smokescreen. Just want y'all to know that. So they just don't want y'all coming over there with them. Go ahead, ma'am.
First of all, that looked like Fox News, and if anybody
it was
listens to or watches anything on Fox News, you're just gonna be angry and stressed out and just anxious all the time. Because I call Fox News Donald Trump's news station, because that's just all they spread. And I was kind of thinking about, I didn't think about the way they were kind of mocking it. I was more caught up on the way that politicians just stood there and lied and made it seem like they were going to do something about it or change it, or it almost sounded like they were going to build a road to the better neighborhood so that all the poor people and the blacks and the Puerto Ricans could now go on over to where the rich folks are. And y'all know that's a lie. And the way it is, like almost every neighborhood, a lot of neighborhoods that you see that are predominantly black, they used to be affluent white neighborhoods, most of them. Mm-hmm. And I think what is happening is what's always going to happen. The more people of color and things like that start moving into areas, the more they'll start moving away.
Let's be honest.
And then they'll stop taking care of that neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? And then it'll go down and then they'll move away. Nothing will ever be done. They'll never put, like, instead of most people who live in certain areas, that they don't want a road to where these people are. They just want to build up the roads and the neighborhoods and things like that where they are. And I just don't want people listening to politicians saying stuff like that and getting excited, like it's going to somehow change something in their life. And why would you want a road built to a certain neighborhood or to have access to a certain beach when you're just going to go over there and visit and then go back to your usual stuff? Why can't you just fix up where I am or do work on the beach that's closer to me that so it just has the same quality, you know what I'm saying? And I have the same enjoyment there as I do. So as far as them mocking, they're just stupid. And I don't listen to or pay any attention to anything going on with Fox News. I was more pissed off of the way some of the Democrats and things like that talk to people and make them feel good and make them think that all these things are going to happen.
When they don't,
No, good and well, nothing ever.
Yeah.
Will be done.
Mm-hmm. No, and that's why I love doing the show, because we all gonna see it differently, and so that's what we do. So, all right, y'all, roads are racist, and so is the people that built them. That's what we're gonna leave with this.
Right.
All right, y'all. Here's the favorite part of the show that you guys love to see, and it is Lee Black. Let me holler at you about sticking it to the man. Is it the man that built those roads?
Possibly. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can tell you guys the beauty of this is that throughout my entire week, I don't really look at the lineup, and it's so amazing how organically things happen as we do this show. And I'm sitting here right now looking at the dais of the topics we've covered and all the way down to the end. So from problems in our churches, problems in our schools, problems in the diversity in sports and how we were treated, the debt in America and the various different age groups, all the way to King's Rejects and talking about how people are wanting to reinvent themselves, down to infrastructure of our very roads and the politics and the government. People are fed up, folks. And in a show like this, we don't say we have the answers. We're putting all these topics on the table so that they can be exposed. And there's a quiet revolution happening out here that nobody's paying attention to, but it's forcing you to look at it. I'm going to date myself right now. When you heard the term sticking it to the man, back in my day, 30, 40 years ago, the man was the government, the authority, people in positions of power. Well, that really haven't changed, but how we address it is different. Did you guys know that just recently, in the last week, 4.4 million people decided to quit their jobs, and they don't want to go back? That represents damn near 3% of the American population. We live in unprecedented times, people. And it's not because of the usual reasons why people are quitting their jobs. Yes, the pandemic and working from remote locations like I do has played a part in it. Yes, our personal, collective, and experiences are reshaping how we look at the job market in general. We talked about the TikTok generation. We can even talk about the prolific and systemic racism that keeps separating and making the divide between the rich and the poor even greater. And there's in my opinion, the greatest TV show that's ever been made. It's called The Wire. And if you never watched The Wire, do yourself a favor. on the show, Marla Daniels makes a statement. She said a game is rigged and you cannot lose if you don't play. So you know what this revolution that's happening out here? A lot of people are saying, I'm fed up. I'm tired of being paid an unfair wage for decades because the game is rigged. If you raise my wage, then food prices and gas prices go up. So even though you're giving that cashier $15 an hour, look at the price of eggs and bread and meat right now.
Right.
Look at we've belabored the fact that we had an administration for 4 years that we absolutely hated. We got somebody new in there, and we paying more to take a damn trip to Safeway or Walmart than ever before, with no signs of it going down. We heading into the holiday season where you really want to buy toys and goods where the truckers are on strike. We're facing a quiet revolution where people are saying quietly, and they're resisting in a way that's saying, I don't want to play this game anymore, and I give up. And so I don't sit here and tell you that I have the answers for all of this, but I will tell you, if you look at this show tonight, and we talked about the macroeconomic scale of the problems we got, we in trouble, and if we don't fix this damn thing, we all gonna be out of work.
You're right, and that's coming up on next Monday. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Appreciate that. Always from Lee Black.
Always.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a pleasure with serving you all with this scrumptious amount of information, even to Dwayne's in and out process. But we'll work on that. Maybe. I don't know. But now, ladies and gentlemen, it's our final thoughts time. So I appreciate you guys for being with us. Again, shout out to everybody who gave a sticker. You know what I'm saying? From Pastor Haynes to my sister Valerie to Faith and Foolishness. And I believe there was one more, wasn't it?
I think it was one more. I think it was.
Faith and Food. Well, maybe he ain't speaking in some prophecy. Maybe it's gonna be one more. Maybe it's gonna be one more. Come on, preacher.
Yeah, come on in this house.
So y'all still got time. We final thoughts here, and then we're gonna get up out of here. Ma'am, what's your final thought for us?
My final thought is I want to say to this younger generation, and I'm going to be nice.
Please
listen to your parents. You know, we know from experience what you need not to do. You know, we try to start you off on the right path. We tell you things for your own good. Your friends don't mean you well. And some of us parents don't have a revolving door, and we don't volunteer to be your doormat. Me, personally, I'm big on protecting my peace. Get out of school. Make sure you don't have any debt. It's okay to stay home for a little while. We need to teach our children that it's okay to stay home for a little while until we figure out what we want to do with your lives, opposed to getting out and getting in a slump and then coming back. Because I'm going to tell you this, if your black ass think you go play with me, you ain't going to get it right. You're going to be homeless messing with me. And I'm hoping the other parents are just as, as strict and don't play with these kids, because these children today, they are so entitled and they don't respect authority at all. And I just, we need to put our foot down, because y'all are raising some worthless children, and it's just sad.
Yes, it is.
Sad.
Listen, I don't know if everybody can hear me, but I think Devin just hustled us. She had a conversation with her daughter just for the last minute.
You think so?
Man, talk to her daughter through the final thoughts. Yeah. So, young lady, if you heard that, your mama meant what she said. All right, that's all I got to say.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, Ken, man, what's your final thoughts?
Oh man, man, we covered so much tonight. I think I want to talk about personal safety. That church that guy that went in that church with that gun, that really bothers me, because I know as black folks, we love our churches. We love going to church, and you feel like that's a safe haven. But I'm gonna tell us, we got to be more safe. We gotta be safe. Do your due diligence. Be nosy. If you see somebody that's coming in there, ain't never been there before, partner, come here. Who are you? Who are your people? Okay, yeah, we're gonna be welcoming them, but don't be too welcoming, because we had a situation that happened in South Carolina a couple of years ago where our people was too welcoming, and 9 of them end up being executed. So let's do our due diligence and be on the lookout. Watch people. Ain't no wrong with watching people. I know I am. So that's my final thoughts.
Yes, sir. Right on. Appreciate it. All right, Black, finish it up, man.
Mine is the fact that I'm a big movie buff. The American president, he closes out the movie. He said, "We got some serious problems, and we need some serious people to solve them." If you look at all the things we talk about week in and week out, and the reason why this show it has no end, because we can keep going. To be honest with you, and that's why it's so easy to find the topics to talk about. And so the thing of it is, personal safety, all of those things that impact us every day, and the attack on the family in general, that we see every day. And Brenton, you talked about going to the multiverse. We literally have rich people now trying to go to the moon and this and that. We got a lot of problems, and this is the only earth we got right now. And the thing of it is that church ain't gonna save us. Politics ain't gonna save us. We have to save ourselves. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So we've got to figure out and go back to basics and figure out, because we can't tackle all these things. The couple of trials that's going, all of this is a distraction. It's meant to keep us, looking in the wrong direction when we're imploding from the inside out. And so since I can't fix the government, I'm not running for anything, and I can't solve the infrastructure problems in the school system, but what I can try to fix in my own little private world, I have a knucklehead son. I can try to fix his lazy ass. I can tell you that. So I can try to show him, from personal experience, just like Miss Devin, you have to learn a lesson, and he does have to hit rock bottom. And all these young people, we need to show patience, but at the same time, speak more honest to them than they ever have heard in their life, because we got serious problems and we need serious people to fix them.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
I will say Black and Devin are the best cussers on this panel. That's my other final thought.
They do be going to get it, man.
I got 3 kids. You learn how to cuss. Kids teach you how to cuss.
All right. I'm gonna stay away from that shit. Okay. So I will say this: sometimes you do got to lose it on your kids, because if you don't, they're gonna lose it out there in the world. So y'all just be careful out there, and
right.
Tomorrow's a new day and another opportunity for you to get it right. All right, y'all. So this is my final thought. No, Dwayne is not available for his final thought, so it's okay. But he gave us plenty of it tonight. So I'm just tripping. So listen, guys, have y'all ever wondered what making a bad decision, literally blowing up in your face, looks like?
Yeah, I've had a few of those happen to me.
Have you? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to show you what that looks like as a person.
Okay.
Now, I will say this. I don't want y'all to pay attention to the obvious thing. Now, listen, y'all know I'm a comedian at heart, so don't take what I'm saying offensively. Listen, don't give me that Dave Chappelle canceling me. But I'm gonna show y'all this video one more time, and I want y'all to see, is that a boy or a girl?
That's a burl. That's what I still call them.
You're right. You're right. I was just wondering, because the bad decision wasn't about him, her, whatever, putting the smoke in the face and lighting. It's trying to figure out if the braids was really, I don't know.
That was the first thing I noticed.
They burls and boys.
I'm used to seeing the ignorance on the internet with people blowing stuff up,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to, was that a dude or was that
I don't know, but the
That
bad
was an asteroid with braids. That's
you know what? You know.
I don't even know.
Well, I may find out when we get to the metaverse. I'll go find out if it.
Hey, Black, make sure your dog don't look nothing like that, Black.
Oh no, it's gonna be all woman. All woman.
You know, it's funny, and we finna get out of it. But you said something yesterday. With Real Talk for Real Man, you was like, you want something. You about the emotional, no more the physical. And I said to myself, what kind of dog is he finna get? Emotional tension. I don't know how you gonna pull it off, Doc, but right on, man. Right on. So it's all good. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a pleasure serving you all this morning. That is Devin, that's Ken, and that's Black. And Dwayne is somewhere else, but we'll see y'all on Monday.
All
Peace.
right.
Later.
Hey,